Because we don't know what it is, Larry, and to plow this thing down, this thing that could be extremely old, very old, ancient, tell us a lot about who we are in our own beginnings. You just don't bring in a bulldozer in.
But what did Bauman do?
Well, I don't think he's a real happy camper about all of that. But we need a little time. I want some time to study
these kind of things,
circle.
so we know more about why we're here, who we are.
Who we are. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what all this is about.
It's what everything is about. By the way, there's one other elegant explanation for the possibility of God. I talked to you about the God part of the brain. That's one idea. Another idea is that there was, our nation's best theoretical physicists, like Dr. Kaku, who I frequently interview, believe in the Big Bang. In other words, there was something. There was something. Sure, you bet. Something smaller than a quark, which we can't even measure right now and find, suddenly became all that is. Well, that doesn't work for me. In my imagination, I can't imagine something that small becoming all that now is, and frankly, they can't explain it either. So, imagine, Larry, that there's an entity. Before there's anything, before there's time or space, there's an entity. This entity is alone. This entity, in effect, blows itself up, and now becomes all that is, including you. So God is within all of us. Elegant.
Who made the entity? We'll be back.
I have a simple question to ask you, okay?
All right.
Everybody's always saying, well, where's the proof? People that claim it's a fantastic story that they've been abducted and the implants put in them, okay? Now, when they've removed these implants and they've been identified as material that is not of this world, then doesn't that tell you simply right then and there it comes from out of this world?
Are there lots of things that like the thing you gave me, that are not of this world?
No, there are not a lot of those things. Those things are
the
very.
caller's wrong
those
when he
things
says
are very
they
rare.
take,
He talked about proof. Everybody's always demanding proof. Well, these are not necessarily things that we can easily prove. You're about to have a new baby, right?
You bet.
And,
maybe as we speak.
And I'm sure it's on your mind. The phone could ring. It could happen any time. And your wife, you love your wife.
Very much.
Prove it.
Prove I love her?
Yeah.
You don't know what I go through. She's the best.
That's a line from Contact.
And
but I mean,
it goes. It's no exception for me to love her, because anyone
there you
will
are.
love her.
But I mean, if I were to demand proof.
Oh, well, prove there's electricity. I don't see the waves going through.
There you are. You can't. These are things you can't prove. It doesn't mean they're not real. It means you can't prove them.
How come the UFOs, which obviously have intelligence, I mean, they could stop in midair, they travel against gravity, they only go to Caracoca, Wyoming? Why don't they come to Times Square, Washington, L.A.?
Well,
you come to Beverly Hills, we buy it.
Here you are. When you go outside, when you walk outside, you'll look at traffic so that you don't have an accident. You look at the people that are looking at you. You look at it. When I came into the studio tonight, a policeman was going down the street drinking a cup of coffee, and his car was on fire. His car was on fire. Smoke billowing everywhere. Fire engines finally, 10 minutes later, screaming down. Well, this guy was just merrily going down the street drinking a coffee.
Starbucks commercial.
In other words, Larry, we don't pay attention to what's above us. We don't look up a lot, do we?
And in Pacacula, Wyoming, they do.
Well, occasionally you can't help it. You know, it may be the first alien contact that we think we had was in Roswell, and it was a crash. Now, where did that occur? That occurred near the 509th Bomb Group, and what did they do? They were the group that dropped what? The first atomic bomb. So if they are out there, when the mushroom clouds began forming, I think that would have their attention. Don't you think?
I would say.
At that point, they would say, what are they doing down there?
When you do all you do and you talk to other people you always talk to, I know you said earlier you were a reporter, but do you also become...
I'm not a reporter.
Or do you become,
I'm a talk show host.
Do you become conspiratorially oriented? A lot of talk show hosts live off it. I think he killed him. You know, they think Vince Foster.
A conspiracy is not the first thing that I leap to, not the first possibility. I like jumping to the most logical possibility, and I hesitantly go to a conspiracy theories. But are there conspiracies? Oh, yes, of course there are. Sure.
Why are we so interested in the paranormal, you think?
Well, because Larry, when we're done here on Earth, we all want to know that there's something else out there, don't we? And that is the land of the paranormal. And if there are ghosts, then that's proof that there's life after death, right?
So would you say the most unexplainable thing is death?
Of course it is.
The thing we know the least about. We have
and
faith.
The thing, as I said earlier, it's the thing we fear the most, the thing we quietly contemplate the most. Of course it's death. Because cosmically, we're here not that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for all of the years of company that we have kept with each other, and you will hear me from time to time, for now, from the high desert.
Where are those happy days? They seem so hard to find. I tried to reach for you, but you have closed your